Hello and welcome to the Deanery School's first collective worship virtually. Welcome to children and families from the Deanery, and to anybody else who's chosen to tune in. You are all extremely welcome. Although we may be taking part at different times and in different places, we are still coming together as a school community to pause from the busyness and reflect on passages from the Bible and see how they link to our school values and how we can put them into practice in our everyday lives. The theme for our collective worship this half term is the parables of Jesus. I know that Deanery children enjoy storytelling and listening to stories, and I hope that you can spot the hidden meaning in the parables each time. If you'd like to read some more parables for yourselves, they can be found in the Bible or in a children's Bible storybook at the beginning of the New Testament in the Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke and John. I'm going to light a candle to symbolise the start of our collective worship today. This is the day that the Lord has made.
Let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Which adjectives can you think of to describe these materials? We've got a rock, and you're going to have to use your imagination and imagine that this is sand, because I haven't got any sand in my house. Perhaps tell somebody who you're watching with some adjectives you can think of. If you were going to build a house, I wonder which of these two materials you would choose to build it on and why. I'm going to tell you a story today that's one of Jesus' famous parables. It's recorded in the Gospel of Matthew chapter 7 verses 24 to 27. One day Jesus told a story about two builders. He started his story by saying, "Anyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock." There were two builders. The first builder chose to build his house on a rock. He built the house carefully, and before long the rain came and the wind howled. But the house on the rock stood firm. Then another builder decided to build his house. He built his house on the sand. Again he built carefully. And again the rain came and the wind howled. Oh, a lot of rain came. And the house on the sand fell down. The words at the start of this parable are really important. Let's hear them again. Anyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on a rock. Jesus is using a house as a symbol for our lives. He is saying that if we listen to his teaching and put it into practice, it will be like building our lives on a rock, and we will be able to stand firm when life's challenges come our way. I wonder if you can remember any other parables that Jesus told. If someone is watching with you, take a minute to discuss this. Some children from Newnham C of E Primary School were asked the same question. They have drawn and painted pictures to represent some of Jesus' wise words and parables. You can see their pictures, and they've chosen to draw them on the rock from the parable that we have heard today. I wonder if you can tell what they were thinking of with each picture. Tell someone at home if you can. Well done if you recognise the first picture as the parable of the lost sheep, where the shepherd leaves his 99 sheep to go and search for the one that was lost. Here's another one to have a go at. Congratulations if you recognise the parable of the sower, where only the seeds that fell on the good soil grew into healthy plants. The last picture is not a parable, but rather some other wise words of Jesus from the Gospel of Luke. These words are perhaps the bit that I want you to take home from this collective worship today to really focus on throughout the week. Do to others as you would have them do to you. You're going to hear part of 2 conversations. Think about what you might say in reply. Would you be following Jesus' words that tell us to treat other people how we would like to be treated?
I have been asked to help cook the tea tonight. It will be hard work and I would rather play in the garden.
Mrs. Wilson has asked for volunteers to show a new child round at lunchtime, but I would rather just play with my friends.
Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. Alleluia, alleluia. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness.
I wonder how you could put Jesus' words into practice in your life this week. How could you do to others as you would have them do to you? This expression made me think of our school value of grace and how we can show love and kindness to others in the way that we act. Perhaps you'd like to take part in our take-home idea that we've got for you now to help you reflect on this a bit more.
You might like to try this practical prayer idea at home. It's called Just a Minute. All you'll need is a minute's timer, whether it's on a phone, watch or a sand timer like I've got. What you have to do is you find a nice quiet space in your house or outside and you sit and think for a minute about all the people that you're going to connect with in that day, and then you consider how could you possibly make a positive impact in their day. For example, some of the things you might like to do could be to give them a ring and see how they're doing and have a nice chat to them. Or if they're in your house, you could make them a cup of tea or coffee or whatever drink they fancy. When you've done that and you've thought of a person that you'd like to connect with, you might also like to pray for them and hopefully make a big difference in their life by doing that.
Going to finish our act of collective worship today with a prayer written by Bob Hartman. Please join in with the words if you would like to. It's called I'll Build My Life on Solid Rock. When I'm up and when I'm down, when I'm sitting on the ground, when I run and when I walk, I'll build my life on solid rock. When I laugh and when I cry, when I smile and when I sigh, when I'm silent and when I talk, I'll build my life on solid rock. When my life is nice and easy, when I'm worried, stomach queasy, when I'm peaceful, when I'm shocked, I'll build my life on solid rock. When I want to do what's wise, but foolish thoughts buzz round like flies, I'll stop and pray, and then take stock and build my life on solid rock. And a final blessing for all of us here today. May you find peace, may you find hope, may you find joy this day, may you find love, may you find rest here in this space together. Go in peace to love and serve the Lord.
In the name of Christ. Amen.
Amen.